How y'all doing today? It is September. It is a time to remember. So, let's see. Good question is, why are we here? Why are we here? Um, it's not even a question for, it's not even like an individual question. It's just like a general question. You know, why are we here? Um, it's it's a blessing that we're actually in the place that we're in, that we're all in the spot that we're in. It's a blessing because we weren't even supposed to be here. We weren't supposed to be here. We are, what is it? I think it's like 1 in 5 trillion odds of us being here. I think it's somewhere around there. It's a very minuscule percentage, a very minuscule chance. So we are a blessing. We are a blessing. You know, you don't have to take my facts for it. You know, if I'm wrong, then because I had a little research in that, but it's just the odds aren't they're not high at all, not at all. And it's like the fact that we're here, it's a blessing, it's a miracle, it's oh my goodness. Ooh. It is, what's the word I'm thinking of? There's a word. It's a blessing. It's a miracle. It is a what's the word? Anyways, it's a miracle and a blessing. I mean, I don't want to go on too long with trying to think of it. I might think of it after this video is over, but you get what I'm trying to say. You get the point. But it's something that it's just we shouldn't take for granted. We really shouldn't, because like I said, we're not supposed to be here. And the fact that we shouldn't take that for granted at all. So every day that we're here, every day that we're here, that we're still on this earth, and every day that we wake up, it's a blessing. We should be like, we're blessed to actually be able to wake up. Some people, they don't make it past that night. They pass in their, some people pass in their sleep. Some people just before going to sleep, they heart attack, or some people don't make it through the night, literally. So it's like the fact that we can go to sleep and we can wake up, see the next day. You know, that is truly a blessing. Every day that we live. I was just about to say one of my favorite shows. I like the show 1,000 Ways to Die, and their intro is, you deal with diseases, diseases and toxins, and the fact that we survive it all, The fact that we survive it all is a miracle. Because every day that we live, we face 1,000 ways to die. And some of the deaths on that show is just silly. And I've talked to some of my friends about some of those deaths, and it's like, really, it's gonna that'll happen, really. So it's like some of them, it's just the trick of the draw, it's just the trick of the hat, you know. You just unlucky, or some of them it's you do something stupid and you end up dying. So it's like, I don't know. Saw something on my face. It looked kind of strange. Looked like there's some tape on my nose, but there's nothing there. But it's crazy. When I was younger, or when I was in high school, me and my grandpa used to watch that show all the time. I started watching it with him, but now every time I watch it, it reminds me of him, you know. And now I kind of watch it more or I was watching it more later on because this was something that we would do when it was actually on Spike. When it was actually on, we would watch it together. We would either laugh or we would just be like, oh. So then later on, I started watching it more and more because I liked the show, and also because it just helped me remember the good times. Helped me remember the good times with him. So I didn't even want to get into that, but I brought up the show, and then it brought up the memories. So, but that premise is, there's so many different ways that you can bite the bullet, and you don't know which way will be your turn. You don't know how you're gonna go. You would like to live a long life and have some natural causes, but some people aren't that lucky. Some people don't make it past 30. Some people don't make it past 10. Some people don't even make it out the womb, which is, it's sad. It's sad either way. It is all sad. They didn't even get a chance to be developed at all. It's really sad. But that's the thing about life. That's the thing about life. It's given to you, and it can be taken away at any moment. Even the people that you look up to, including family, friends, relatives, your favorite, athlete, your favorite actor, your role models, they could be gone. And when you see them go, you feel like they're Superman. You feel like nothing can hurt them. Like, even if they do get hurt, they're gonna bounce back up. You don't ever feel like they're gonna choke, like they're gonna croak. Croak is a better word. You don't ever feel like they're gonna croak. So when folks like Kobe and Chadwick, when they passed, it was like, oh man. Anybody, the people that have done so much, the folks that have done so much for people, they've left such an amazing impact. on on people, just people in general, even broader than their own profession. They've left a huge, a humongous impact. And when you see them go, it's like, oh man. And they went like half a year. They were half a year apart. But when you see that, and folks like Nip, when you see that, like the impact that these icons make, and you see them go, then it's like anybody can go. It doesn't matter who it is. The people you look up to, the people you may not like, the people that you care about, they can all go. And it's like, at that moment, some people, like there's either two ways that you go. It's either you fear death for the rest of your life, or you live your life to the fullest and enjoy the time that you have on the earth. You know, like that's what, when you have people close to you pass away, people that you never thought would pass, even though you knew at some point that they would. You were hoping it wouldn't be anytime soon. But that's how it's always going to be. You're always going to hope that it's not now, but it has to be at some point. But you never hope that it'll be then and there. You never hope it's now. But this now isn't eventually, it was the past's eventually. So it's like at some point, the eventually will be, the eventually that you reach will be now. At some point, sometime in the future is going to become the now. So it's like, at some point, we'll all have to come to grips with that reality. And it's just like, the fact that that we're here, the fact that we're here, we're born to live, and then we live, and then we pass. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way life goes. We can't live forever. And it's just like, why are we here? It's just, it's an interesting concept. It's an interesting idea of like, how did we get here? Like, why are we here? That's the question. So if you guys have any ideas, you know, it doesn't even have to be based on evolution. It doesn't have to be based on religion or whatever. It could be either or, something in the middle, something outside of that. Whatever you think, your idea of why we're here, you can put it in the comments, because it's just, it's interesting. It's interesting to me. And it's just like, I have thoughts about, how did we learn this, or how did this become the thing? How did this become an idea that we just do? How did we just naturally just do this or do that? How did we naturally just think that that was okay or not okay? How did that become the thing? It's just the way that we're able to move our hands, the way that we're able to speak, the way that we speak, the tone in which we speak, you know, the accent that we speak with, you know, the way our eyes are like this, you know, our eyebrows, how quick our hair grows, whether we have big foreheads, small foreheads, interesting chins and jaw lines, and sometimes, like, you know, no necks or medium necks or long necks. You know, it's like how we just become, why are we here? That is the question. That's the question I have. You know, and it's interesting, and I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this, because I've always been curious about these things. I've always been curious about these things, and I'm sure you have too. So give me your ideas in the comments, and you know, we'll have a good discussion about it, and we'll talk more about it. So just let me know. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good night. Peace.